Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, I want to give you guys a day 17 update on my free-to-play account after we had our god tier pulls, and talk about something that, you know, if you've been pulling, something that I recommend you definitely do not do. And I'm going to cover that first, then we'll go into the account update. But I just don't think you feed champions, rare champions, unless you have vaulted at least one copy of all of them. Now, there are some lists out there that go through, you know, champions that you should definitely not feed, ones that are safe to feed and stuff like that. My personal strategy is save at least one copy of everything. If I read the champion and I think it's good, then I will keep extra copies to put skill ups into it. Otherwise, I will just feed them. But I want to keep one copy of each one because you never know, especially as a free-to-play. If you're a spender, if you're a whale, maybe a bit different. But for free-to-play especially, you know, say I got two of him. I can probably put him to collection and feed him. I got two of him, put him to collection and feed him. And I think besides that, I think that's all of my extra ones. As you'll see here, I'm even keeping a Valerie in the bag here because even though Valerie is farmable, if I decided I needed her shielding before, luckily we had a farmable champion with the event going on that had a shield, but I would have had to farm Valerie. A perfect example of this is I fed an early sorceress that I got. Then I needed to get another copy of her for the fusion that I have at the end of phase 3 of Arbiter missions, and I spent about 500 stamina, low efficiency farming to get that one copy of her. That's how annoying it is. So definitely, you can look at some lists out there, that there's plenty of them out there, and feed champions that you think you're never going to use. But I just think keeping one copy of everything is a really good idea. And also, if you are looking for a champion, for instance, for me, you know, when I was doing the spirit potion dungeon, I was searching, and so, you know, I search for debuffs. We go heal block. Also, make sure you turn on include master vault and reserve vault. And you can see I've only got 100% heal block in there. Now, if we go here and we take 100% off and we put the 50%, I do have a few of these. But for things like just specific areas, maybe specific bosses where you need a certain effect, just having a roster of these champions so that maybe you can build one just a little, especially if you've used my download link or a good download link out there, which does give you access to the Tagoar. The great thing about what the Tagoar does is that he, let's just reset filters. The great thing that Tagoar does is he allows you to bring weak champions into a run for a specific function and use them. For instance, I've been farming magic today and I've been using my High Keeper Prisma. I never put any levels into him. This is just levels from farming magic. I don't even have him ascended to get his passive to remove buffs. I literally have him in the team for magic 20 so that I can use this on the boss to strip the buffs because I didn't have another buff stripper. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. It's not efficient. The guy dies the whole run in the waves. The run takes like 8 to 10 minutes. But he is there to strip the boss because I didn't have another way to strip the boss, except for Alice with her basic, but that's not stripping, that's just reducing, which isn't very reliable when the boss has like 4 3-turn buffs or whatever it is. So I definitely think keeping a copy of every champion is definitely the way you want to play it. For me, I will also keep dupes of epics just because, you know, free to play this early on, I'm just keeping everything that is somewhat rare. So that is the first thing. Once again, use those filters if you're looking for something. Keep a copy of everything would be my recommendation, or you can go look at lists and take the risk. But even the farmable ones, because like when you look at some of the farmable champions, if you get them along the way, you definitely want to keep them because you will need them for fusions in the Arbiter missions. But let's jump into the account. So we are on day 17 of this account. We are doing pretty solid. Now, when we look to Arbiter missions, I have the food. So if we go over to my tavern, oh, that's the other thing. The other thing is, before we do that, I went in and I completed the Artifact Challenges Stage 9. If you haven't done that because it just looks annoying, do it. There was like 600 stamina in these missions, something like that. I think more. But I did it, and the previous mission gave me a Void Shard, so we did actually get an epic Void champion as well. Over here, the Skull Crown, apparently good for PvP and stuff like that, AoE type comps. So we did actually finally get our first epic Void champion, and that was huge because it allowed us to get over here in the Champion Chase tournament to the point where we could get our extra chicken. So we got the bonus 5-star chicken, which is massive. We're actually seeing rank 2 for this thing. Maybe this guy does a push, but hopefully we get top 3 and we get some extra gear as well. The legendary skill tome would be huge as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I'm not really going to get beyond that far anymore. So that is what we went ahead and got. Which is for the chickens, which leads me into the other thing we were talking about, which is upgrade ranks. You can see we've got 3 5-star chickens. We got another, when we look to our 5-star food, we got this incubus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 of them built up. We've got the Gallic that we can use in the future once the beginner missions go away. And then we also have 1, 2, I'm waiting for the tournament, the champion leveling tournament, before I do the rest of this. But you can see we've got these 2 guys at level 40 already, and we've got a bunch of 4-star food set up. So essentially, I think we've got like about 8 chickens ready to go, which is really, really handy considering at the start of phase 3 of the Arbiter missions, we are going to have to get that extra, the 5th 6-star. So I think we should be able to do it. What I've been farming, so today I farmed a bunch of magic because we do need to get that Alice up to max for the Arbiter missions. Now I am going to have to farm some of this keep as well to get the arcane ones. But you can see we've got 30 of these. The reason I farmed these up to 30 was because it gives me the option for the other 6-star to either make it Elenaril, because that will give me enough to get her max as well. Because I'm thinking Elenaril will be in my clan boss team. I'm thinking towards my clan boss team of, if we go over here and take a look, and I'm just trying to form this in my head at the moment. I'm thinking my clan boss team will be Uugo, Supreme Gallic, Elenaril. Then we're going to use Nut as well, Nut as well. And then that, I feel like that's going to be my main core. And then my last slot, I am still deciding on who it will be. Tagoar for the speed buff and extra sustain, but I don't want to put him on damage masteries because he's kind of just in the build that's carrying my dungeons. We could put the Alice in there because Alice, obviously, we get the Brimstone as well with the free access to it. So she would be pretty solid as well. Otherwise, I'm thinking I could build up Aox to really extend those poisons and the debuffs to make things a little bit more reliable, and have a second attack breaker due to the fact that Nut isn't going to be 100% reliable on the attack break. Any thoughts you guys have, let me know. But I'm thinking my next one has to be a magic character. So it's either going to be Elenaril or Uugo as my next 6-star, just because I have to do that so that then when I get into the next phase of the Arbiter missions, we're going to have to do one of each element, which this gives me my spirit, this will give me my force, and then this would give me my magic, and then I think I just do her for my void unless I pull something else in the meantime. But that's kind of where I am looking at with what I am doing. Besides that, right now I am currently just farming Minotaur because we do have this really tough mission that is going to be the only one that really gets me stuck in the rest of this thing, and that is unlock 3 tier 4 masteries for 4 champions. Now I've already got that done for my Supreme Gallic because I bought those. I've got it done for my Tagoar, and now I'm trying to do it for 2 more. Now the reason it's a bit slower is because my Tagoar is not maxed, but to do feat level 15, I have to have him in there. So he is stealing some of the mastery scrolls. But at the end of the day, it's something I'm going to build up to anyway. So if we check him, you can see that he's like before, like I got him to this point without doing it, but obviously I filled in this tier 4, and now we're at 93 in on our first one here. So he's going to eat a fair few. It's going to be a little bit inefficient farming. I may use some gems to boost through this. But we'll see how it goes. I may use some gems. I'm not too sure to refresh stamina. We've got 700 there, just so I can get through this, because once I get through that, then there's nothing that really is going to get me stuck. And also, I really want to get these void shards before the end of the events, because I want to pop those void shards, see if I get something better that I can 6-star as my void 6-star. So that's kind of where I am looking at the moment. That is the account update. We've been grinding pretty hard, quite enjoying this. Like I said, there's only one hurdle really in front of me, and that is getting the 3 tier 4 masteries, which I think is going to take me a little bit of time. It's taken some stamina to get there, but we will get there. We do have an extra 150 stamina here, which is nice. Arena tickets, I'm going to keep all these arena arena tickets that I claim in the bag to hopefully they last long enough to get me through the next phase of Arbiter missions where we need to get a bunch of wins. So we'll have to wait and see, but that is kind of where we're at. Besides that, the other thing that I'm really happy with is we are still up to date on this rotation of Doom Tower. You know, the spider boss for me is just really easy. I got so much burn and it's just easy clap. Somebody in the comments from a previous video said another good strategy if you don't have a burn is you can just bring Armiger, which is old mate down the bottom here next to my face. And you can just use his skill 2 to kill the boss, which is based off max HP, which is, you know, a pretty decent nuke, so you can time it pretty well, and it blocks revives. So that's another great strategy for this one. But yeah, that bot's pretty easy. You know, this boss absolutely sucks. This one's kind of finicky as well, but we can get through it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy the progress we've made. You know, if I can clear floor 80, I think that'll be a 4-star chicken. Maybe this one's a 5-star. I haven't actually checked what the rewards are. I wish it would actually show you what the rewards are, but the reward info only gives you the drops. But anyway, that is where we are currently at. Like I said, we are still grinding. Arena, I slept overnight, obviously, so I'm stacked up on tickets again, so I've got to get burning through those. We got the Classic Arena Tournament, and we've got a Tag Arena Tournament. Now, with Tag Arena Tournament, if it's close towards the end, I may use a refresh on Tag Arena tickets just to try and get there. Just know, during this Tag Arena tournament, you really only want to... Unfortunately, I had only one attack left when this tournament started. I never pay attention. I just use them during the day. So I kind of scuffed that up, which put me pretty low. But I may use a refill or two to try and get up here. That's what I did last time during the Tag Arena tournament to get this one. I got all shit drops, but honestly, 6 legendary pieces of gear on a decent set. I'm happy to go for that and spend, you know, 80 gems to try and get that. So that's something I may do over there. Just to help increase my gear reserves, because I'm not farming gear at the moment. I'm just farming fodder for the Arbiter missions. But yeah, that's kind of where we're looking at. Classic Arena Takedown, I think I'm pretty set over here. Yeah, we should be pretty comfortable finishing in top spot here just because we are in Gold 5, and I'm assuming most people I'm paired with won't be in Gold 5. So that is giving us a little cheat code. Also, I haven't used any of these bad boys yet. You can see I've got that 22 hours. This one, I've actually really got to claim this because how long till daily reset? An hour and a half. Yeah, I'll go ahead and claim that now. So I got a bunch of arena attacks. It's just a matter of just checking back every 15 minutes and refreshing. This one, I'll try and save it to see if I hit another Arbiter mission that requires anything to do with arena, but I don't think 2 days is going to be long enough for me. And then obviously the keys, the clan boss keys, I'm keeping all of those for when I have to do big damage in the nightmare. I think you got to do 100 mil damage, so you know, extra keys are going to help with that in the future. But that is kind of where we are looking at the moment on the account. Ooh, what do I get here? Did I get the last challenge? Upgrade boots to level 8. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Anyway, guys, that's the account update. That is where we're at. Hopefully you guys did all right on your summons as well. Hopefully you can get any other summons you can push. I did push a little bit. That's the other thing I did before my summon session is I pushed some of Nightmare. I got Nightmare up to 150 stars. Now back here, I think there was one that dropped Ancient Shards, but I think it was like 5 Ancient Shards, which was huge. So that was pretty nice. It's getting a bit difficult. I don't see myself getting to 175 easily or the Legendary Skill Tome. So, and that's ×3. So that is going to be a big buff. But, you know, I was just autoing with Tagoar and Supreme Gallic, and then I finally hit a stage where I lost on auto, so I just sort of stopped and gave up. But, you know, that's where we're at. That is everything. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.